Hi, it's Rebecca again with Bible Study Snapshots. This week we'll have another session about the benefits and the blessings of honoring those who are in the fall stage of their lives. On the first session when we were together, we read some scripture from the New International Version of the Bible. In the Old Testament, in the book of Leviticus, it states, "Rise in the presence of the aged. Show respect for the elderly and revere your God." That is from Leviticus, the 19th chapter, and the 32nd verse. Those of us who have had the privilege of being around those that are in the fall stage of their life over the age of, just an older age, in our culture that's generally regarded 70s, 80s, 90s. There are so many of us that have been blessed, and we have learned so much from that generation. I believe that as we respect those who are in the fall stage of life, God gives us special blessings. Say, for example, if you meet someone who is the age of 70, that person has lived 25,550 days. So during those thousands of days, that person has been taught by answered prayers, by the lessons they've learned from everyday circumstances of life. And so when you have questions about your own life, you could quiz the person that you've met as to how they responded to the various events that challenged them. These are a few questions I'd like you to consider the next time you meet with someone, 70s, 80s, 90s. Ask them this kind of question: what part of your life was one of the most difficult times? And what helped you during those times? If you could give me some advice about living life, what advice would you give me? Another question might be, if you were to become a parent again, what would you do differently, or what would you do the same? Important questions for those who are parents. Another question might be, what one person or persons made the most positive impact in your life and on your life? And just take time to hear what the person has to say. How about this question? What do you enjoy most now that you are growing older? The idea of celebrating older years is something we want to emphasize. Celebration of life is not nearly emphasized enough. And what I mean, being grateful for the blessings, being grateful for the people that we interact with, being grateful for the prayers that God gives us in terms of answered prayers. And as we know that God answers prayers in the following ways. He answers prayers by saying yes, or no, or wait. And there's no doubt every prayer that we ask of God and that we share with God, every request, God hears. So as we talk with individuals, 70s, 80s, 90s, remember to pray with them, offer encouragement to them, and then also ask them to pray for you. They have particular spiritual gifts that you will want to enjoy. They may be intercessors, they may be teachers of the Bible, they may be individuals that have administered many projects to benefit the church or to benefit others. So always regard every individual that you meet with as having those gifts to offer to you. So as we conclude our time together this week on Bible Study Snapshots, let's just think about how to celebrate those people that are in the fall stage of life. Celebrate what God has done for them, through them, and will do for them and through them in the future. So you can tell that I love people that have walked closely with God and have appreciated all that God has done for them. So I'll look forward to you and I talking again next week on Bible Study Snapshots. God bless you.